All right, good day, dreamers. I'm your host, Darcy Volden. Welcome to another amazing, fantastic episode of Beyond the Dream with Dream Driven Destiny. As you know, I bring to you your manifesting mastery, reality creation, best of the best of the best. And in that, I told you I bring you the experts in their areas of manifesting mastery. And today I have a supery dupery special guest, Jenia Serebrin, who I met recently. She just interviewed me for her Abundance Summit, and we got a chance to meet each other. And I was like, oh my God, I love this woman so much. I was like, Jen, you have to come on the podcast. I have to share you. I have to share who you are with the world because she's up to some really neat stuff. So before I ramble on here, I want to just introduce you to Jen. Normally, I'll just have them share, but I want to read a little bit about this first because I want to say why it is this is so cool that Jen is who Jen is. So Jen, she's a passionate tax accountant. She's just not any tax accountant. She's passionate, firmly believes that numbers are easy and taxes can be fun. With a master's of science in taxation, she manages an accounting and tax practice in Los Angeles area, helping individuals and businesses navigate the financial side of their ventures. So Jenia is a firm advocate of the power of mindset and perception in shaping one's business outcomes. She emphasizes that attention and mindset can attract success and wealth. Changing how you view your finances can alter the trajectory of your business. Boom. Oh my God. It's that second piece with what she does is like, this is gold. This is magic. Hi, Jen. Welcome.
Thank you, Darcy. Thank you for this introduction and welcome everyone. I'm so happy to be here and touch more of what Darcy does and how she does that so I can help more clients. Because for me, it opens up something inside of us and makes it easier to go for what we actually want or desire.
So, Jen, this is one of the things that fascinates me most about, well, you just created the Abundance Summit. So before we talk about the Abundance Summit, this is so fascinating. Can you share about the Abundance Summit?
Sure. So, and just why I'm actually into this, I look at the financials every day. I prepare the tax returns and I am loving it because it's so much easier to like balance versus talking to people or dealing with people and emotions and all that good stuff. And when I look at it, I see the difference when somebody is very positive. They would call me, hey, Jen, how are you doing? How are my taxes? With this intonation, like I'm hoping, I know that it's going to be awesome. We won't have any audits. And I see that the financials and the tax returns just flows and everything matches and everything balances, boom, done. And then there are some clients who are a little bit less flowy and energetic about taxes and this whole thingy. So I was sitting one day, it's like, what's the difference? The same industry, they could be on the same street, the same hairdressers, the same nationality. What's the difference? And then when you actually meet people and talk to them, you're like, oh, okay, I got it now. So that's how the Abundance Summit was born. The first one we did in May, which was a huge success. In August 1st through 15th, we're going to have the second one. And the speakers actually bring more and answer a lot of my questions that I internally have. And it's just like, it's all a choice. It all comes down to a choice. Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be right? If you want to be right about taxes are so evil and the IRS grabs the line portion of your income, you're going to be right. And that's what you're going to get. Or if you look at the event, somebody won a lottery yesterday. Let's just be current, right? $1 billion lottery. Yes. And my brain is like, okay, so that person needs to do like this way, needs to maybe instead of taking the lump sum, needs to take annuity, and this is going to be amazing. And this is how my brain works. I just go like, I'm so happy for you. It makes you feel like, okay, somebody actually was in such a mindset, desire and belief that they made it happen. So that's how I feel, that's how I think, and that makes me just, yesterday my boyfriend got me an e-bike, and I attribute that because I was connected to that high vibration about the lottery, that everything is always working out for me. Or just notice for a second, how did you feel when you learned about this? Oh, okay. So if you felt a little bit of jealous, something like this never happens to me. Okay, great, great, great. That's awesome. You are aware of your feelings, and just stop for a second and change it. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's how the Abundance Summit was born, and that's how I've been practicing in my practice, in my life, in my surrounding, right? I just feel better. And the abundance for me just go in deeper into that. It's not about money. For me, abundance is actually about a lot of food. As an immigrant, I'm immigrant from Russia. And even though my childhood was not poor, I always had enough. We always had enough of what we needed, not particularly what I wanted, but what I needed. And for me, that abundance is just food.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm going to leave it with you.
I love this. So I want to make sure, because I don't want to forget to ask, how can people right now find the Abundance Summit through you and be able to sign up to be able to listen to all the amazing speakers?
All right, so you just need to find me, JeniaSerebrin.com, or Jen Serebrin, or Accounting and Tax with Jen on Facebook. The Abundance Summit will be also on Instagram, on LinkedIn. So go find me and you will see the link. Just jump in. The abundance of resources and tips, tricks, and method that the speakers are sharing with us is mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing. I'm actually going to read for you so you can hear exactly what this summit is, because I really want you to get how cool this is, because I know Jen says she's like, tax and accounting and business, but check this out. So this is what she says about it. The Abundance Summits: unlock the power of your mind to attract wealth and success. So this is the essence of the Abundance Summit. So Jenia, she strives to help people improve their relationship with money. She understands that money plays a crucial role in everyone's life, and complex relationships with it can cause stress and negative energy. Through this free online summit, Jenia and a diverse group of experts, I would be one of them, share insights on quantum energy, the law of attraction, and financial mindset to empower attendees to embrace abundance, gratitude, and empowerment when it comes to their finances. You get how cool this summit's going to be? Because, I mean, to me, Jen's got this piece of it like nailed. And I think what's so neat is like what she's saying is that when she's been working with all these different clients, it's like, okay, why are these people doing really well? You can have, like you said, you have the same exact backgrounds. I mean, you could take like just identical twins there, and yet one is thriving and flourishing, and the other one is struggling and suffering this issue, block that. And it's just what you said, it's this mindset piece of it. What are we choosing to believe? Taxes, oh God. Accounting, oh, business is hard, or it's just, or it's like fun. It's like, wow. I love that you love numbers, like you love like taxes are fun. Like, I mean, that's Jen's mindset. Taxes are fun. And what does she create out of fun, right? She's creating more fun, and more money and more. And then, and she becomes this just literal magnet for her clients to come in. And she just talked about that. It's that feeling of how you're feeling in your body, like, right? Feeling, state, frequency. That's what we're putting out into the quantum field. What are we going to get back? More. And so, my favorite subject is money. And again, so for those of you that don't know, my signature course is called Fortune Frequency. And it is frequency shifting for money manifesting and reality creation. So it's another reason why I wanted to bring Jen on. So Jen, I just want to ask you on a personal note, like what got you into this realm of the quantum energy, of the law of attraction, of like what got you here and fascinated by all this?
I don't even know what, like, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is the expression, to be honest, to be truly. So there was always something. My parents are engineers, so there was always like, okay, you just need to be good, and then you need to do your homework, and then you'll be fine. So when I moved to America, even before that, I am a confirmation. I am the what's the word right now? It's like my skills. So I am actually the true evidence that the dreams come true. Period. And the reason is that at the age of 14, my distant cousin asked me, "Hey, what do you want when you grow up? What do you want to do? Where do you want to live? And what do you?" And so I was like, you know what? I want to learn the language and move out of this country. I love my country. I just didn't see myself in that environment. So much fire, so much. It's my dad raised 5 girls. We are all go-getters. We are always competitive. We're always like, just there is nothing what he put in us. There is nothing that's going to stop us, but just us, our brain. If you decide that you cannot do it, you can't. If you decide that you can, you can. It's just like whatever you decide, you're right. So, and then 10 years later, boom, I'm in America. I landed at LAX. How did it happen? Well, I learned language. I went to the university. I met my ex-husband and all that good stuff. It's been 10 years, and I didn't know how it would happen when I was 14. So when I'm in America, I was like, okay, great. I'm a great interpreter here with all this knowledge in my brain. I can't talk because I have language barrier. So many words in my head because I memorize them, but there are so many things and a lot of translators who are better than me. That's how I discovered numbers. But forget about this. It's just like, I always knew there's always something there bigger for me. I cannot be just sitting in one place. There's always just like this, 9 to 5 people. I love you. And it was for me, but it wasn't for me. So that's why this entrepreneurial fire that I see in all of you, whoever comes to me, is like, yes, I don't see how you're going to figure it out in your life, in your business with this idea, but it doesn't matter. You're going to find out something that's going to lead you to somewhere, because I was destined to be an interpreter. I have a master's degree in tax, and now I'm talking about law of attraction and abundance and all that good stuff. Who would have known? I have no idea. And then I started reading a lot about, when your brain, when all of us are smart, if we decide to be smart. So when you're smart and when you look at the numbers and you're like, okay, so what am I missing? Where am I going? Why am I not getting where I want to go, right? What is there that I don't get? So my brain is like, okay, we'll just need to figure out that solution and go for it. Notice if your brain just, oh my God, I can't do it, and stops, and that's it. That's the dead end for you. Or you're just like, okay, challenge, bring it. And how are you going to figure out it doesn't matter. What matters, like, once you decide, you lock yourself in, like Darcy was doing the challenges, right? Or do the right away thingy, committed action. You locked yourself in. It doesn't matter what other people think about you. It doesn't matter when your hair is messy or you're not dressed up. It does not matter. What matters is you're going for it. So I advise everybody, if you know there is something out there just inside that you're successful, just go for it. And this law, it's going to attract out. It's weird. You just go and try to find the parking spots, right? If you go to your favorite mall and you're like, oh my God, again, it's all full, I won't be able to find the parking spot. Yes, you're right. You will not. However, it's like, you know what? There is always parking spot for me. So go look for that parking spot. Go just 5 minutes circling around the parking lot, you will find it. And that's going to be even better than the one that somebody just took away from you.
Yeah.
Just go for it.
I love it. Right. I would say parking angels, right? And so I want to touch on this again, because one of the things that I teach is I say of how to speak the language of the universe, which is frequency, feeling state, vibration. I call it frequency. Other people call it vibration, but frequency, I use the word frequency because vibration in our minds, you just kind of have this, maybe an image or a thought of just like, brrr, like something vibrating. Now, frequency, there's many different frequencies, right? Like we know, like there's different hertz, or like even in a radio, there's like the different frequencies of the stations. So I choose the word frequency to create more of a visualization so you can see and feel those different vibrations in your body, because all manifestation happens in the frequency, in the sound. So it's like a feeling state. And my favorite teacher of them all, as you hear me say all the time, is Neville Goddard, who says, feel it real, which is the language of the universe. Again, we think in pictures and thought form before we speak, and we are limited by the language that we speak. Jenna's lucky she speaks 2 languages, but it's fascinating because the thoughts come in as a picture. And then, for example, Jen decides to speak and it might come out in Russian, or it might come out in English, but still it's what came here first. Okay. So our language only has so many expressions, and even different languages have different words for things that maybe English doesn't have. Her language may have like things, words for things that we just don't have here. My point is that we don't, when we can't express it here, we're always expressing it in feeling state. So Jen says this, right? She was talking about like with these taxes, like the numbers, and you look at when you're like, oh God, this is hard. Okay, we can stop. And how does it's hard feel in the body? You can literally feel your body constrict, tighten. What happens? Tighten. Oh, what's that feeling? We don't have an English word or any language for it. It's the feeling state of like, oh my God, this is so hard. I can't, this is too hard. What is that putting out? Frequency. You're going to get the energetic match. It's too hard. And then it creates a loop, and then it creates a memory in your past. And most people, until they get this, taking a reference from the past, boom, reality's created. And it's like, oh my God, see, it happened again. Like, oh, it's hard. Boom, up, there it is again. Oh, see, proof. And then we dig this groove. Now, so Jen said also, oh, challenge. Oh, okay. Challenge. How does it feel in the body? Oh, challenge. Ooh. Right? You can feel the difference. It's light. It's like, ooh, sparkles. I see sparkles come out of that, right? That becomes, now it's a much higher frequency. Boom, here comes the energetic match to challenge. She's looking at, oh, I wonder, like the solution's coming to me. The solution's coming to me. And you see that? So my next question is, when you're working with people and you're seeing this play itself out, and the people that are bumping up against stuff, struggling, it's difficult, do you do any kind of work with them in this realm to help them shift their mindset at all? How do you, I don't know, like, how could, it seems like it would be so hard that like you can see exactly why somebody's just bumping up against it. And are you able to have that conversation with them, or where does that go?
Right. It usually starts with like, okay, so let's just breathe. You're in the right place. So my commitment to you is just to look at what you just brought to me. You tell me the story where you want to go. I see what you've done. So you don't particularly need to tell me, oh, I did something bad or bad. We can see the numbers. We can see where you guys go left and right. And I don't particularly want to hear where like you're struggling with this or struggling with that. I always ask, okay, that's awesome that you became an entrepreneur. It's amazing that you're right here. Amazing that you started your business and supporting this, this, and this. Okay, so what are you working with? Who are you working with? And then I was like, oh, I can connect you with this person, this person, this person, because my job is not only clean up or keep your financials in a healthy form. My job is just to make sure that you also grow. When you grow, I grow. That's number one. Number two is just like, okay, great. You got an audit coming, looking at you. It's just amazing. You know, you got recognized by the IRS or the agencies that you exist. Great. That means that you just missed a few things here and there and you learned, right? And then we go back into, okay, so where do you want to go? You decided to go there. Remember before all this paperwork, because what's happened, a lot of clients forget their goal, where they're going, just because a little, I wouldn't say a little weight just got put on them, like with an audit or something. It's like, that's great. Great, let's just see. Maybe something didn't work out, or maybe they didn't get a little paperwork, but it's okay. It's all figurable. That's the word, right? It's all supposed to be this way because you didn't do this, you didn't do this, and that's why you got this. So it's just a consequence. If you do this, this, and this, it will go away. And when it goes away, imagine what you can do next. So when next round comes in with the same issue, they're like, oh, you know what? This is what happened. Don't worry. Actually, you know, you can take care of this. And I'm just going to focus on what I do best. So it's a lot of course, mindset help and support. It's just to tell them, don't worry, it's going to be all fine. Because sometimes what happens with my clients, they get a notice and the brain, the eyes don't see that the name is wrong. The Social Security Federal Tax ID is completely off. It's just a little mismatch in the system. And I was like, well, let's just sit down, open your eyes. Are you with me? Present. Okay, great. Let's just read that notice again. I was like, that's not even for me. But the true clients that I attracted, they just come to me and just like, what can we do better so our business to the next level? They are coming to me with these questions like, we did this, what else do you want me to do? I am so ready to be in compliance, in accurate numbers. What can I do more? What else can be done? It's just like, you know, in a way, like I am a part of them. My expense, well, let's say my invoices, it's their investment. It's not an expense. It is an expense for business, but the way I position them to look at it, me and what I do is an investment.
Yeah.
Right. For someone who still believes that tax preparers are like an evil force for the IRS, we are not working for the IRS or for the agencies. We are working for tax people, for tax payers. We are working for businesses to make sure that we keep you in that safe zone, safe compliance zone, when you can go and create your passion and implement something that you dreamed of, and we're here just kind of like shield you. Because some of you guys are so dreamy and just go, like, yeah, can I buy a yacht for my, I don't know, attorney business? Yes, if you're spending there a lot of time and your mouth is like brainstorming, there are ways. However, just imagine how it feels to know that your business is in integrity with who you are. Right? How it feels to know that your banks and checks and all the good stuff matches everywhere, that you fill out the forms and file the payroll returns on time. It's like the fun part that I can read the code section, the Internal Revenue Code section, in a sexy voice, in a voice that's like, oh my God, I just want to learn more about this. Or about this credit, that when you take that and make that election and take that credit, your business will benefit. You can use more cash to grow and expand. And it's
so beautiful. So right, like I said, my favorite subject of all is money. And what I'm hearing you say too is, I'm hearing, and this is what I teach in the course too, it's like a love affair with the money. You know, instead of this difficult, relationship, it's like you've created a beautiful relationship. And I love to, as you were describing it, if you're listening, you can't see Jen's face, but I can see Jen's face, and I'm watching her describe this, and her eyes like literally closed, and I could see her body was just kind of swaying in it like this. It's just like, right, that's yummy. That's that frequency feeling state. Oh, wow. Of, like you said, like all the, what's it like? What does it feel like to have your numbers in alignment? What does it feel like to be in integrity in your business? What does it feel like to have somebody like Jen just handling it all for you, and you have the most perfect accountant, tax specialist is just working for you? Right, you feel that in your body. That's more of, that's what you want to create. So she gave another example about an investment, or is it this expense, right? We can feel it in our body. Feeling state, I'm investing in myself. Wow, what does it feel like? Wow, I've invested in myself. What's the imagery that you see picturing, and you say, I invested in myself. I invested in myself. Invest, 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 invest. It's a frequency. Now, the opposite end of that was expense, of like, oh God, I gotta use some of this money. I gotta take it out and I gotta give it to somebody else. It's being taken away from me. Expense. You feel it, you start tightening up in your body, like, ah, God, oh, expense. Oh, I don't want to give it away. I got somebody else have my money. And you guys can just see it literally. I mean, and then you just got to shift it. And it's just, the magic is in the shift, and it's all in just perspective. And it happens just like that. Okay. What do you choose? Every given second you can choose. I can either choose to flip this and create feeling state, what would feel good, or I can choose, I'll just stay here and feel sucky and suffer. I mean,
Yes, and that's a choice too.
and that's a choice too.
I always advise my clients, do not pay my invoices when you're not in a high energy. The reason why I do that is I will get your money. I'm going to be high and riding on that wave. I won't get anything, right? In terms of like, it won't hurt me, but it's going to hurt you. Every time you send out that energy that's like scarcity, anything that's tightening, the bank accounts gets smaller, decreases, everything is tight. You're just saying you're choosing it. So I'm literally like, when I send my invoice, please make sure that you do that to capitalize. Let's say you have a big win or something like this is happening and you're super excited. So keep that energy and send that invoice. You will not believe that the results. You're going to get a new client, something good is going to come into your life. And I have clients texting me back saying like, oh my God, I just did this and this happened. So, and I'm doing that myself personally. But let's just go into even deeper. Imagine yourself as a business owner, successful, 7 digits, 7 numbers, like millionaire, billionaire, gajillionaire. Just imagine that picture. And you are the one who has the capacity to pay for the professional, like financial planner. You're that person who doesn't mind, let's say, cutting a check for $100,000 just because you want to have your finances in a good space. You're not that person who's like, oh my God, $100,000. I bet they better do a good job on my financials, right? It's a choice. What kind of person do you want to be? Do you want to be a person who's like, I'm worthy to send all that money to that person to take care of my business? And I believe, once I believe I'm going to receive it, that my business will be well taken care of. Right? And it's just change it. It's not about me as a tax preparer. It's not about anybody else. It's just like, my vendors are the most amazing people. They are my team. I don't know them sometimes, but I believe that Verizon people are amazing. They make sure that all my calls go through. And when I pay that bill every month, I was like, oh my God, how many people I am helping right now because they need to feed their families and they're going to go get the money. But by the way, just because I am in this energy and I'm sending my money away, I'm going to help like trillion, billion, gajillion, million people. Just because I am doing that. and that gets back to me, and I was just, okay, great. What else can I do?
Yes, yes, yes. Like all of this, preach, sister, this, yes. I love this. I heard this here recently, and it's just switched everything for me. About, for example, like even like credit card debt, anything that you have, you're having to pay out. Somebody said this was invoices for blessings received. It just hit me, right? Because I can switch and be like, oh, I got to pay this credit card bill. And it's like, dang it. I mean, it was cool when I got it at first, and no, I got to pay it. But it's like, no, what a gift that credit card was. It was blessings received at a time like you may have needed those new tires. And so when you pay that credit card bill, it's like, thank you for blessings received. Here you go. You said another thing too that I just love. So beautiful. Like you said, when you tell your clients, like, don't pay that and until you're, can send it in love. And those weren't your exact words, but that's my translation, because like Jen said, she's not having them do that for her. She's having them do that for them. Because if you're writing that check out or making that payment online to that person, and you're in the energy of like, God, it's only affecting you. It's not affecting Jen at all. I mean, she's getting the money either way, but it shifts the whole frequency. We want you in love. It all literally comes back to love. And that's what I said, the love affair with money. And clearly you can hear Jen's love affair with money and numbers and taxes and yeah. So awesome. Jen, is there God, you can talk for 2 more hours about this, but before we go, is there any last bit of words of wisdom, advice, tip, trick, anything to leave our listeners in regard to money?
Yes.
And their money. So
I practice it. Ben Hardy is the person, the organizational psychologist. He and I just listen to his little podcast and videos, and I get his emails. So he does this whole thing. Just write down what you've done for the last 30 days. On, let's say, July 1st, I wrote down what I did for the last 30 days. And then 5 questions. Number 1, what did you do for the last 30 days? And you can write, oh, I did this, I did the summit, I did blah, blah, blah. Okay, for the next 30 days, what are you going to do for the next 30 days or plan to do? And then you write down, okay, I'm planning to do this, this, and this, and this. And then for the next 90 days or 1 year and 5 years. And every time you do that, you will look back and you was like, oh my God, I can't believe I've done so much last month. And then when you chillax a little bit and you look back again, I was like, I did so much the months before, and it doesn't feel like you're productive, and it doesn't feel you're playing anymore. You see, so that is and the way I look at it, so it's all statistics. It's all for you to measure, compare, and make a better choice. So every time when you actually see the numbers without any attachment, you're like, oh, okay, so this month was low on income. What did I do? Oh, I didn't do much. Okay, that's good. Responsibility is awesome. Let's make a better choice going forward. And then, so that was one little thing that I do every month. And it's fun to do that. I do that with my partner. And we're like, okay, look what we've done. What do we want to do? So we get this enthusiasm. It's just like, okay. And then you can stretch it and put funny things like go on dates this much time. Do fun stuff together this many times and all that. You see what I mean? So that's number 1. Number 2 is, imagine that person you want to be in 5 years, 10 years. Okay, so that person, what does that person do? And I'm talking about my person has $10 million net worth. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but yeah. So that person does. She wakes up at 6, walks the dog to the beach. Already doing that, right? And then so she also does, when she walks and she sees someone dog's poop. I'm going to clean it up because it's not about someone else. It's about me and my peace when I go and walk my dog, right? So it's me, because that person actually respects herself and walks in a very nice environment. And when I do that, I do right now, I say, or like declare to the universe, like, I'm already that person. And because I'm already feeling and doing what that person is doing, I'm attracting whatever that person has already. Right. And it's just like, I know that that person will not do something crazy with someone's taxes. Or I know that person wants to do a lot of deals in real estate. So I'm like, okay, so what are we doing this month? How can we, I don't know how it's going to play out, but that person has clear intention. And she always asks, okay, is it going to help me reach to my goal that that person already has? Or no? And if it's no, it's no. And there's no hard feelings. It's like, no, I'm really sorry. I'd love to help you, but this is like a distraction for me, and I'm on this path. So for those of you procrastinators and multitaskers, it doesn't exist. You only can focus on one thing, and you can nail it faster if you just imagine and decide that you're going to go this way. And remember, it's just going to college and deciding, committed to get a degree. It's just like, okay, so I want a degree in taxation at this university. I'm not going to spend time looking at the cooking courses at some other university. I'm just going to be focusing on this and go this way. So figure out what you want, get in the lane and go.
And don't worry about the how, right? Because sometimes it shows up even more bigger in a whole nother direction that was just like, I could never have even predicted that, which is, that's lining out for me now. I'm going to grab something here right quick. I'm going to lean forward and grab this because we're going to wrap it up here, but I want to share with you again, and I'll put the links to Jen's everything here. If you're listening to the podcast page here, you can find her links here on YouTube. I'll put it all down there in the description so you can easily find Jen. And I wanted to let you know too, speaking of daily practices and stuff coming up, is make sure you get your manifesting. Oh, it's kind of hard to see because I have the screen blurred. It's the Manifesting Your Dreams journal. And I was inspired yesterday. We're going to do the 21 days experience actually doing this journal because this journal it's magical, y'all. And I'm not saying that just to say that. Is this journal was designed with extreme intention. It's taking the best of the manifesting mastery teachings that there are. And it's leading you through transformation. It's leading you to shifting your frequencies and keeping you in a higher state. It's also helping you to remember who you really are. And when you remember who you really are, and you're now creating from this space, this is where all the magic happens. This is what this journal does. And it's also embedded with quantum healing codes, grab a void code, sacred chants. It has been blessed upon by me, and it's held in a sacred space in the quantum field. So what I'm saying is, it's magical. It might seem just seemingly simple on its pages. Oh, no. So you're hearing it here first. I'm going to be doing the 21 days experience of this journal, and what I'm going to be doing, and hopefully Jen will say yes. I'm going to put her on the spot right here. But in this experience for 21 days in a row, I'm going to be bringing in 21 experts in manifesting in abundance. And I'm thinking maybe we can talk Jen into coming in and being one of our presenters. You got a yes? You got a yes. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you heard it here first on the spot. I put her on the spot. We'll have Jen as one of our guest presenters in that challenge to help you manifest the life that it is that you most desire, and the money, right? We got stuff we want to do. So Jen, thank you so much for being here. And again, I'll put all of her links. So as I always say, here is to your dream-driven destiny. Here's to all of your wishes fulfilled. I'm going to help you get there every step of the way.
Thank you, Darcy.